Welcome to the first video of my other show. I'm calling it In the Lab. And for the first episode, since it is October, we're going to make it a Halloween episode. And in this one, I'm going to show you how to make a cheap, inexpensive Halloween decoration that you can take to your office place or any place that has a computer so you can liven up the mood. Let's get started. For this project, we're going to need a few items. We're going to need a cheap little Halloween decoration pumpkin. We're going to need a standard USB cable. Could be new, could be used. Going to need a pair of wire strippers. Going to need a Phillips and flathead screwdriver. Going to need some form of a soldering iron. I use gas, so I've got my torch pin. And since I have that, I'm going to need some extra butane. I'm going to need some rosin core solder and a lighter. And you're also going to need some of this heat shrink tubing here, so whenever you actually get your wires fixed inside, you're going to need to make sure they don't touch. We're going to start with the USB cable. Open it up and let's get it prepared to do what we're going to need it to do. Now, this pumpkin is ran off of, I believe, AAA batteries, so that's going to give about 4.5 volts. USB will give right around 4.5, 5.0 volts, so we won't have to do anything special. So this is going to be an easy one. Where this ends here, the male end will plug into your computer. We're going to leave it alone. But this end here, let's get rid of that. Alright, and then we strip it. Now the USB cable is prepared. Now let's work on another piece. The pumpkin. These have been bolted in. Of course, they couldn't be regular screws. Now there's two ways of getting them out. One's with heat. That will damage this. So now we're going to use the flathead screwdriver. I'm going to try to get it in between the cracks all around here. We're going to just keep working at it slightly until it rises. Alright, now we got what we're going to work with. Put that there for a little decoration. Now, before you do any kind of soldering on any kind of electronics, you're going to need to remove the batteries, disengage them. I mean, even with these small ones, you don't want to get shocked. Let's see, zoom in here. Oh, too far. As you can see, we've got 3 wires. We've got one coming from the, we've got our negative wire. We've got our positive wire going to the switch where it's going straight to the circuit. There's 2 ways you can do this. The way I'm going to do it is I'm going to bypass this switch entirely. So what I'm actually going to do is I'm going to clip here and clip this yellow wire. So then that way I can just, whenever you plug it in, it's going to turn it on. So let's go ahead and get those cut off. said you're going to need heat shrink tubing. Here we have our heat shrink tubing. We kind of have a little much for this project, so we're going to take us about maybe a 2-inch hole piece here. We're going to cut it in half. And we're going to put one of these over top of both of these. And I'll show you why here in a second. Alright. Now we'll get our USB cable back. And in the opening where the clip usually goes for this, we're going to send this cable up through there. Now we've got our 2 wires. Everything's ready. Now we just gotta hook the 2 together and solder them together. We'll connect the red with the yellow. Then we'll put black to black. Alright, I've got everything ready now. I'm gonna try to zoom in here real quick. Alright, now the torch is ready. The wires were set. I gotta fix that red one again. But we'll go ahead and we can do the negatives. Give us another quick twist. Then we'll get our solder. Just add some to the end here. Alright, that just completed the circuit. Get my solder off. Kind of bend that real quick. Get our heat shrink over top of that. And then the other one down, get a heat shrink over top of it also. Look, I'm just going to take a circuit here off. Now we just pull our heat shrink over top of where we made our solder. Here's where we use the lighter. Just apply heat. Careful not to burn yourself. Just something to kind of help hold it. Make sure these new connections can't touch. Do the same thing to the black, to the negative. And then for the screws that I found, I just had some old wood screws laying around with flat ends on them. Just get them. Just start. Now we just take our top, make sure it aligns with our bottom, like so, and then add the screws. let's try her out. I got my laptop right here beside me. Ta-da! See, now you can use this whenever you want. You can take it anywhere. You can even plug it up in your car. A lot of vehicles nowadays, they come with a USB port on them, so you can hook up your iPods or listen to your Androids. So now you have a portable decoration you can take with you to your work or to wherever you want to go. This is the first out of probably about 3 or 4 Halloween projects I'm going to do for you. So subscribe, like the video, tell your friends, and thanks for watching.